It's our favorite Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's on the ground in Georgia, where she's from, and she ends up exposing Fani Willis as being much deeper than just going after Trump. She's neglecting her job. Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to expose it here for the first time. So real quick, thank you all for subscribing. Of course, we're almost there, 220,000 subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough. I don't deserve you. But listen up. Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene laying it down.
Marjorie.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. So you can pretty much just tell us what you were sharing over there really quick.
Well, this is a devastating day for America. Georgia is embarrassed and ashamed of this Fulton County DA that's abusing her office to go after and arrest the former president of the United States, which is Joe Biden's top political opponent. And I'll tell you right now, in the state of Georgia, I met with GEMA last week. This is a statistic that everyone needs to understand. In the state of Georgia, a child is sold for sex. A child is sold for sex over 7,200 times every single month. But here, this disgrace of an attorney, the Fulton County DA, Fani Willis, is abusing her power to go after and arrest Trump. She's not using her power of prosecution to go after child sex traffickers, go after gang members that are linked to the Mexican cartels. She's not doing this to go after murderers. We have the same murder rate as Chicago. This is an embarrassment.
All this, Marjorie?
Why are you here?
You're talking about sex trafficking. What's your source?
What's your source?
GEMA.
Who's GEMA?
Georgia Emergency Management Agency.
Have you had any communication?
A government agency. That is a
Marjorie, have you had any communication with the former president at all today?
Yes, of course. I'm in constant communication with him. I support President Trump.
She just burned the journalists that are all screaming at her. What are your sources? What are your sources, GEMA? You know, she's actually done her homework, quoting officials, and the press. They're still so stupid. They won't report on this. They don't care. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a hero for saying this. She's brilliant. And this goes into our last video where they're trying to remove Fani Willis. Kemp was because she won't do her job. She won't prosecute enough. She won't prosecute gang members and trafficking.
Landed here this morning. The reason why I'm here is because this is my home state. I was born and raised in the state of Georgia, and I'm here as a Georgian. I'm also here as a member of Congress. We're going to be standing up against the weaponized government. We're launching an investigation into Fani Willis through the Judiciary Committee, and we go back into session.
Last question about Fani Willis. You know that she did get the approval for the trial date to be moved up. Do you have any comment on that?
My comment to Fani Willis is we're going to make sure that she loses her job.
What do you think she's done wrong? What did she do wrong?
This is called weaponized government.
What does that mean?
The weaponized government is she's using her office for politics.
Okay, so
she's going after Joe Biden's top political opponent.
So you don't think
going
Trump
to win the
made any of
Republican
these?
primary? No, these are fake charges. Why? He's being arrested because he uses freedom of speech. He's not allowed to say what he thinks and feels about his 2020 election. He didn't break the law. Joe Biden broke the law.
Do you have any concerns?
Joe Biden
Do you have any concerns that any of the other 19
over 50 years using people just like you,
not like me.
tens of millions, yes,
Like
just
you.
like you.
Not
No,
like
you
me.
probably voted for him. That's
No,
your
I
president.
Do you have any concerns that any of the people that are indicted are going to take any deals in this case?
I don't know. Those are questions for their attorneys, but I think it's shameful. These people are having to pay for attorneys, have to defend themselves. They're having to be the victim of the weaponized government happening here in Georgia, and our state legislature needs to do something about it.
As a former president asked
Marjorie Taylor Greene has just gone public. She said, we're going to make sure Fani Willis does not have a job. They're going to try and remove her. They're going to fire her or impeach her. Get her out of that job. She just went public. That's not a secret thing Republicans are doing. She just came out and said it publicly, and we support her 100%. If you do, give us a thumbs up. Let us know below. We're going to keep going with this because the best is yet to come with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
The president will pick who he chooses for his running mate. Right now, I'm serving Georgia's 14th congressional district.
Thank you. Still endorse President Trump?
Yeah.
The president's feeling outraged. He's the victim of the weaponized government. This should not be happening. You know, the Democrat Party should be able to run on their own policies, and their policies right now are nearly $4 a gallon gasoline. Their policies right now, they've doubled food prices with inflation. Their policies right now are wide open borders where drugs, over 300 fentanyl deaths every single day in America. Here in our state, over 250% increase in fentanyl deaths. That's Fani Willis, everybody. That's what she's doing. She's not prosecuting these crimes.
Fani
Can he
Willis is
just fight
bringing
this in court?
fentanyl into the
I mean,
country.
yeah, you're saying they're weaponizing the government, but he can just fight this in court if it's bogus
Why
charges.
should he? No, why should he?
Shouldn't every person have their day in court, though?
Why should he even be in court? Why? Because he said my election was stolen? Is that a crime? Hillary Clinton said the same thing. Guess what? Stacey Abrams said the same thing right here in Georgia when she ran for governor. And every single Democrat all came out and said the elections were stolen. The elections were stolen. Did anyone see?
What about Brad
anyone see
Raffensperger,
charges
though?
brought
Brad
against Hillary
Raffensperger,
Clinton?
he
Were there
straight up
charges
said that there
brought
was no
against
issues
Stacey
in our,
Abrams?
like, or
I'll
what
tell
is
you,
Brad
no, I'm
Raffensperger?
sorry. We had to hire an attorney and do a FOIA request because my ex-husband was told that he voted by absentee ballot. You guys look this up. This is in the news. He was told when he showed up to vote in 2020 that he voted by absentee ballot, and he said, "No, I didn't. I didn't even request one." And then he had to sign an affidavit to surrender an absentee ballot that he never voted on. And we were accused and called liars for that until we hired an attorney and we had to FOIA the information. And guess what? It turns out it was all true, exactly what he said. So there was fraud in the election, and it's a serious issue. And I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat, you should care about your elections.
Have you spoken with Trump
You say
today?
you've spoken with him. Do you expect to see him?
President Trump will be coming in for this shameful event, and then he'll be leaving. And I don't blame him. I'm sure he'll be ready to go.
Margie just made a point-by-point evisceration of the left, of the fake news media, of Fani Willis, and of Jack Smith, and these puppet show of indictments, court cases meant to drag Trump down. She's very articulate. She's amazing. They also asked if she could be the VP. I think she's in the top running.
Do you still endorse Trump?
I'm Trump 24. Trump
right.
24
right.
all the way.
To his supporters today.
I'm sorry.
Will he speak to his supporters? They're asking if their Trump is going to speak to supporters.
Yes, I'll be.
He says yes.
Trump did speak to his supporters on the ground, and then he flew right back out. He was done with all this garbage. He had to check the box, had to do his fingerprint. This is going to be the most powerful moment in his presidency. They thought they were done with him. People don't want this stuff exposed. Fani Willis does not want the sex trafficking numbers exposed in her state, right under her nose, that she will not prosecute. They're going to remove her. She's a criminal. Mel Gibson was right about her and Hollywood. Subscribe if you want more news like this. We'll get the message loud and clear. I'm Doug in Exile.